Okay guys, you asked for it. Today we're doing a rock building tutorial because the last video got way over 10 likes. We're going to be doing this. So, behind me you can see 4 different styles of rock and I'm going to show you how to do each one. So these two sort of go together in the same sort of category, pointy rocks almost. So these are just, you can see what they are basically, but I'm going to run you through the simple steps of how you can actually make your own and not just copy them. So what I usually do is I would like pile up a load of blocks first, maybe something like that. Then I'd get my stairs. I'm not going to concentrate on any texturing for the time being. Of course, I have to have andesite wall because like you can't get stone wall, which doesn't make much sense to be fair, because andesite is a type of stone and we don't have stone wall. Okay. Mojang, sort that please. And we'll just sort of add a bit of shape to it, just doing a bit of this. It might not be perfect, but Minecraft isn't perfect, so we can't do much with that. So, that sort of works. We can change it up if we don't like the look of it, and I'm thinking we might go for just flat ground there, something like that. We'll replace it with grass. I'm trying to sort of bring out my thought process through this. I might not be doing it very well though. So I think I'll replace that with that, just to give it extra shape. And then here I might put some andesite wall. I think this is too tall, so let's just break it down to 1. And there we go, we've got a nice rock. So that is sort of what you can do for a pointed rock. It is incredibly, this one is symmetrical, but you can always make it not symmetrical. So yeah, you want to sort of start off with the centre of the rock, a sort of piling up of blocks, and then you put the wall on top. Then you gradually sort of thin it out to the outside. This one's simpler. You can sort of tell how to make that yourself, I hope. So the next type of rock we're going to be doing is this sort of massive slab of rock. And you can see it is quite big really, isn't it? So what we're going to do is, how we do this is I usually start with a little base and change some of the blocks to stairs, say like that. I'll have that for the base, and then from there we put some slabs going round, sort of usually just surrounding every single block that we had as a base. So we've got that sort of shape. So this one's going to be more sort of diagonal, and then what we'll do is we'll add some sort of stairs to this, or stairs coming out if we think it needs a bit more shape adding to it. So I'm going to do that. We can also just have slabs, so I think I'll have this side being a bit flatter as it goes up to the top like here, and then I think I will sort of do that here. I think that sort of looks nice. It's sort of getting the right sort of feel for the shape, and I feel like that is an issue. I think that one is fine, but everything else, we can then add this, something like that, and then we've got a rock. So that is how to do a sort of slab rock, and then you can do texturing. And if you don't know how to do texturing, I did a video on that. I think it was like 3 days ago or so you can check that out. So anyway, we've done these rocks down here, but here is this massive rock that I'm going to show you how to do. So this is the typical sort of style of Brian rocks, if you know what I mean, because you've got Season 9, he basically built a massive base with these sort of style of rocks, with this massive moss on top. I'm going to show you how exactly to do this. So there are sort of 2 methods to it. There is using voxel sniper, which is what I did to build this. And there is just the method of building it without plugins. So I'm going to show you both. So we'll start off with no plugins. So what you want to do is, well, I'm going to do it floating off the ground. We want to sort of have a nice sort of circular, slightly circular base, something like that, and that is going to be the bottom of our rock. Now we're going to sort of slightly expand it out, and this is to give it extra shape, make it sort of more 3D. Now we're going to sort of pile this up a bit more, no expansion out that way because we're going to be making the box sort of tilt that way. So we're now going to sort of expand it like so, and I think that will look decent. Yeah, that looks good. And now we're going to sort of start to bring in this side, but we have to do it gradually, and we're going to sort of repeat those two steps by sort of expanding on this side while sort of bringing in the other. So we'll just, fast forward, I think. So, you can see we've basically managed to get the right sort of shape. It's a bit smaller than this one, but, I mean, we don't want to do it much bigger than this. This is a nice one to just sort of show off how to do it. So, we're now going to add in some moss. So, this is if you want moss to it, but, like, if you want to sort of either replicate Grian's Season 9 base, or do something of the same sort of style, this is how to do it. I'd put a sort of vein of moss down the side, maybe bring it out a bit more on one side, I think possibly, then bring it down, have some bits which are lying down over the rest of the rock, and there we go, we've got that sort of nice little shape. I think I might change that a bit, make that a bit more smooth. Got a nice shape there. Let's then do that. That sort of works nicely. It's sort of slightly off-center, which is good, because we don't want it perfect. So now what we need to do is, we don't want to bone meal it because it'll cover the rest of the rock. So let's just add in some tall grass, because tall grass really does bring this thing out. We'll then put in some grass. I'm not going to bother with the moss carpet. It doesn't really add much. I usually use moss carpet for other things. So if you have moss carpet, I wouldn't waste it on this. Unless you're doing the bone meal version, which is a bit more sort of trial and error. And then we'll get the azalea, and we'll put, I think, one up at the top, one sort of down the middle, and there we go, we've got our rock. Though, you can then do texturing using putting a vein of dead fire coral, which works really, really nicely because it's a similar shade, and then you can also put some tuff, a whole vein of tuff, because it's a very different colour, and it's a good contrast. And then I also suggest texturing in some andesite, and possibly even some cobblestone if you want to go that far. You could even do stone bricks, but I'm the sort of person who prioritises texture over colour in some situations, so I wouldn't put stone bricks into this. So now I promised to do the voxel sniper version, so if you want to do voxel sniper, well, it's a plugin, by the way, so if you know how to install plugins, well, you should be fine. I'm not going to show you how to install plugins. So anyway, we'll get an arrow, we'll go /b ball, we'll then do /v stone, and then we'll go /b5. We're going to sort of make a nice sort of circular structure, so we're going to start with this massive ball. Now we're going to change that down to /b4. We're going to put one on there, /b3, put one sort of on there, /b2, put one sort of on there, and /b1, which we don't really need to do, but there you go. I mean, it's slightly crooked, but we can always make it more sort of rock-shaped. So /b erode fill. Now this is the really useful feature, which I use all the time in terraining, because it's so useful. So gunpowder does the opposite of what this usually does, which is bringing it out. We're going to have to increase the size. We're now going to just do a bit of this. I think we might want to go /b2, so it's not doing as much. And you can see we're taking off large chunks, and you may be wondering, you might be taking off a bit too much. I'm not, because there's going to be a nice tool which will fix all of this later. It's called /b erode smooth, and this will smooth everything out, because we basically want to make it more the right sort of shape that we want. So take off all the annoying big chunks that you've got, add on extra stuff if you need. That didn't work. We'll just have to use some manual blocks if we want to get a bit of shape here. So there we go. That makes that a bit better. Now I'm going to go down this side. Now I think that's okay. We're just going to add a bit back, because I think that looks good. Let's do some /b erode smooth. So this is the really useful feature. it will smooth everything out. I no longer need to worry about having messed anything up because that smooths everything out. So we've got more square shapes, but what you can then do, you've got blocks for a reason. So once you've done that, once you've smoothed everything out, you can go and use some just plain stone blocks and sort it out. So we've got that main sort of structure. What we can then do is very quickly do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do /B over, and this is going to change some of the blocks to a different type. So we're going to do /B, /V, we're going to do /V wool because tough doesn't exist in the database for voxel sniper, and then we're going to go sort of like that. Yes, we are getting some on the ground, I don't care. So now we're going to get another block that we obviously aren't going to use, so let's say oak planks. No, planks then, it'll be planks. Okay, I'll just put oak. No, I'm struggling. Snow. Okay, that works. I hope that is no layers. Right, so we fixed that. We're going to do, I think, /V snow block. Does that work? Yes, good. So we can have another colour. I know it's very, very similar, but we're just going to sort of fill out that bit. And then I think we want one more bit, so I think we'll go /V, /V andesite. Seems okay. Andesite does not exist. Okay, we're having issues. Okay, we're doing grass. There we go. And like that, we've now got that sort of vein down there. Now we will probably fix the ground up right now. And now this is where you need world edit. So we're going to get the wooden axe. We're going to go and go there. So that's going to be our first position. And then /pos2. We've got that position. We're just going to, I think, make that go up to there very quickly because I feel it just needs to go a bit further. Now we're going to go /replace snow block. We're going to go moss block. Then we're going to go white wool. We're now going to change this to tough. You can see that works really nicely like that. And now we're going to need to change all the grass and the dirt. That's the only issue with doing with that. So we're going to do grass, block, dirt, and then that's going to change to dead, fire, coral, block. And that does change the whole ground as well, but you can probably see how the rock looks. I wouldn't suggest using grass for that one, just probably do these separately and then sort things out. So yeah, that sort of is how to do that rock. You can then, of course, do the previous stuff with all the grass and stuff on there. But that is the tutorial done. That is how to do rocks in Minecraft, and I hope that helped a lot. So if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the like and subscribe button, as it will really help me out. And thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.